This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is a video you have to see. A subscriber passed this along to me. They said, a subscriber by the channel name Koi Cash, or the avatar name Koi Cash, said, I just saw an interview with Jim Carrey on Norm Macdonald Live. It seemed very weird. Why don't you take a look and see if you find anything? Well, I did find something. 3 minutes into the video. You want to see how open they are with this stuff, and how when people see this, they don't even know what they're doing, what they're watching, what these people are saying to each other, because it's all coded. But they see Jim Carrey making a fool of himself, dumping coffee, which probably has kids' blood in it all over the table, and snorting it and licking it. And people just laugh and think that stuff's funny. Listen to this, and then we'll decode it together. And if you're somebody who's awake, you should be able to figure this out pretty quick. Take a listen.
He'll take the whole room to hell just so he
You
can
went
climb
to
back
Saturday
up the
Night
ladder.
Live, and we were telling you a story that you'd never heard of, that most comedians have heard of, about Danny Thomas and his hobby.
Yeah.
But you'd never heard of it, which was surprising to all of us. But then, so I'm not going to say what it is, but
Danny Thomas's
for those
hobbies?
of you, Danny Thomas had some predilections when it came to laying down with the ladies.
So he liked glass tables, apparently. So apparently.
So Jim had not known this, so we told him the story, and he said instantly, oh, that was such fast pace. Thank you, sir. He said, that's the kind of guilt that will make you build hospitals. Now you have your
There can be no glass tables in this hospital. I do not want to be reminded.
You know who was good in the hospital?
This is good stuff.
You remember Jimmy's? You're too young.
Don't waste that.
You're too young to remember Jimmy Seville. He was also.
Cheers, man. Cheers. There's also
That was so nice that you brought it.
MCT oil in this, which carries blood past the blood and oxygen past the blood-brain barrier, so you won't get Alzheimer's.
So Danny Thomas had some issues when it came to lying down with children, and he felt so guilty about it, he opened a hospital. Well, let me tell you, Danny Thomas is the person who founded the St. Jude Children's Hospital. Put one and one together, where he says, well, he had some preconceived notions about being with women, and he had so much guilt about being with women that he built a children's hospital. Wink, wink. And then for the icing on the cake, if you think that I'm stretching here, Norm Macdonald says, you've heard of Jimmy Seville, right? Jimmy Seville, are you kidding me? Allegedly, not allegedly, got away with abusing thousands of children. Thousands in his lifetime. So many victims came forward. And they're talking about this like it's no big deal. And you see how Jim Carrey has to divert attention immediately off of it and go back to talking about his coffee, which he has everyone try. And he talks about how the ingredients in this, go right to your brain and stimulate you. Because he's probably drinking kids' blood. I kid you not. These people drink blood. These people are cannibals. These are the sickest people. And look how they're talking about this right in front of us. Right in front of us. What do you think he means? We're talking about Danny Thomas. A famous, Hollywood actor. Here's what it says on St. Jude's website. As a young man, Danny Thomas had a simple goal: to entertain people and be successful enough to provide for his wife and family. But work wasn't easy to come by. So he has a wife and a family. He doesn't like to lay down with women and allegedly likes to have sex with them on a glass table, or whoever his sexual preference is, which seems to be children, because they're pretty much saying he had guilt because he didn't have sex with women, so he opened a child. Clearly they're saying he had so much guilt about the lifestyle he lived in Hollywood, because these people are all pedophiles, that he started a hospital. But you know that they use these as fronts. These hospitals are fronts, these children's hospitals. Why do you think the Masons are involved with all these children hospitals as well? Remember, philanthropy is used as a front. Daycare centers are used as a front. And children's hospitals are used as a front. Doesn't mean a kid doesn't go there and the child doesn't, get medical attention. I mean, somebody really needs to start looking into the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but people wouldn't do that because they go, oh, you're kidding me? These poor kids, they're sick. Yeah, we all care about the kids. That's the point. Because these people prey on the weak and they prey on the sick because they are sick. And this guy, Danny Thomas, Danny's Shrine to St. Jude was originally to be a general children's hospital located somewhere in the South. In 1955, Danny and a group of Memphis businessmen, he'd rallied to build the hospital, decided it should be more than a general children's hospital. At the time, the survival rate for childhood cancers was 20%. Right, so they give you all these fake statistics. And then how this was funded, he began raising money for his vision in the early 50s. Oh, so that doesn't seem suspicious. You don't think a pedophile, a rich pedophile, that these people don't have these fronts set up, how they can get away with being in a room alone with kids? All they have to do is put them through trauma-based mind control and the abuse. Everybody thinks that this stuff doesn't happen because the kids don't come forward. The kids are put through trauma. This is traumatic for them. They're threatened. They create splits and alters in their mind so that they hide these things. And they're afraid to come forward. So Norm Macdonald's doing an interview with Jim Carrey, who we all know is a Satanist. This guy doesn't even mind talking about the Illuminati, mocking it, acting like it's a joke, the Baphomet, throwing up the devil horns, throwing up the pyramid, the 666, believed to be the head of the satanic underground in Los Angeles, as a high priest. And you see how they could just quietly slip that in there? How someone's listening to that and they're just going, oh, Jim Carrey's on there. It's trending, by the way, on YouTube. Wink, wink. Of course it is. And now they can go, well, we told you this story about Danny Thomas. And Jim Carrey starts to look uncomfortable because he knows these people can be careless with some of this stuff. And they know how to deflect. That's why Jim Carrey always uses humor to deflect off of secret societies and the Illuminati. He goes on Jimmy Kimmel and acts like a fool. Then he talks about Danny Thomas, the founder of St. Jude's, and how, let's just say, wink, wink, he didn't like to lie down with the ladies, which means he didn't like to have sex with the ladies, and he felt so guilty about it, he opened a children's hospital, and then he goes, you've heard of Jimmy Savile, right? Or maybe you're too old to hear, whatever he said, to hear of Jimmy Savile. Well, anytime you're connecting Jimmy Savile, and you're talking about St. Jude's Children's Hospital, you're talking about a guy who won't lay down with women. I mean, you could put one and one together. It's not rocket science here. And it's sick. And it makes me sick. See, these people don't realize we're watching them. Just like they're watching us and listening to us, our government. These careless actors, musicians who are flaunting these symbols, who are flaunting, we see all these celebrities putting up these pizza tweets and pizza posts. We know what they're referencing to. They have pizza pajamas and pizza this, pizza that. And we're supposed to think, oh, it's just that they love the food pizza. They're careless and they're sick, just like Ollie Fontes was with his posts. And this is right out in the open. Jimmy Savile is a notorious pedophile. Notorious pedophile. Even this article, the Washington Post, will admit it. Jimmy Savile was never a handsome man. His face, even in his early days at the BBC, was all sharp edges and a hook nose. Yeah, because he's a witch. There's always something off about Savile, who hosted the BBC's Jim'll Fix It. You think there's something off? But he raised so much money for children and for hospitals. Oh, because they all pretend to be philanthropists. It's part of how they deceive people. Oh, we give to this cause. Oh, how could Hillary Clinton be into child trafficking where she has her own foundation set up to help of you? Well, doesn't that seem like a logical thing to do? To get people off your rear end? To set a front up and pretend like you're against it? And this guy, another philanthropist. And according to UK National Health Service investigation, it was found that Savile was a prolific pedophile. It confirmed behavior described in several earlier probes since his death. Savile is believed to have abused at least 500 girls and boys some as young as 2 years old. So why would he be bringing up Jimmy Savile after talking about the guy who created St. Jude's Hospital because he had guilt because he wouldn't sleep with women? I think he had guilt for a hell of a different reason. That's pretty obvious to see. As young as 2, as well as countless adults. I mean, it's just, these are pedo rings. It says he raped and fondled little boys and girls. He also committed sexual acts on dead bodies. And he's like, oh, you've heard of him, right? Wink, wink, no big deal. And Jim Carrey gets uncomfortable and changes the subject. Victims have come forward, 16-year-old girls, 15-year-old girls who were younger when they were abused by him. And Savile would tell them, nobody will believe you. I'm Jimmy Savile. I can get you. I can do what I want. Yeah, that's the mindset they all have. So here they are just talking about the pedophilia out in the open because they don't care. Well, we care. I'm watching and others out there are watching. Share this video. You have to be semi-retarded if you see that conversation and you don't think that that's what they're referencing. Oh, it's some inside joke about Danny Thomas feeling guilty about not having sex with women on glass tables instead of having sex with kids, because that's what they're referencing to, because he felt so much guilt he opened a children's hospital. Give me a break. And then throwing Savile's name in there like we're stupid. But the majority of people will see it and they'll just laugh and ha. It's an absolute disgrace. These people are disgraces to humanity. I thank you for listening to today's show. Pray for these children. Pray that people wake up to this so it can at least be stopped. And people can be more protective of their children and investigate these people, these sick human beings. They're not even human. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.